and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you. Offseason, the World Series Game 5 nearly underway. Tied up 2-2. You guys know what I always say. More baseball equals good. Hopefully the Blue Jays can figure out a way to win the whole thing. Look, the America-Canada thing, I've never really understood the people that, what? How can you cheer for the Canadian team? First of all, not even half. I would say, are there any Canadian players on the Toronto Blue Jays? I'd be curious to see that. I don't know off the top of my head. But the America-Canada thing, I don't really have any care in the world if Toronto wins the World Series. In fact, I hope they do. So we've got, again, 2-2 evened up. I'm going to go Toronto chokehold tonight. Toronto takes a 3-2 chokehold tonight. That's what I'm going. Look, the 18-inning marathon that was on Monday night, pretty wild. I stayed up the entire game. I don't know how many of y'all got all the way to the finish line, but that was pretty wild. 18 innings. And you kind of thought that maybe, just maybe, that would be a death wish for the Toronto Blue Jays losing that game. And they had plenty of chances to win it. So we get to Game 5, and I feel like last night the Jays ride the momentum. A big 7th inning leads to the Jays taking Game 4. I feel like they take it into Game 5 here, and they go up 3-2. And who knows what happens back in Toronto, but that'd be my prediction. I'm going Jays win. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a good game. I don't imagine it's going to be a blowout one way or the other. You never know. I mean, you honestly never know. But I'm going for the Jays. I'll tell you that. I don't want to see the Dodgers go back-to-back. Like I said to start the show, I really don't understand anybody that, is Canada versus USA. I'm just not there. Most of the players playing for Toronto are American players anyways. It's not like we're doing USA-Canada hockey, man. We keep on going. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. What's good? What's good from Poland? Let's go. The World Series distracts us from the disaster that is the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know if I'll say disaster, but that was not a pretty game in Denver. Was not a pretty game in Denver. They're showing George Springer right now, missing his second straight game, right side injury, although he is available to pinch hit. Blue Jays' destiny beat the Yankees and Dodgers in the same postseason. That would be incredible. What a great point. What a great point, man. I do think it will be a very impressive World Series for the Blue Jays. You beat the Yankees, you beat the Dodgers. Definitely, I think you'll look back on this run and say, yeah, impressive feat nonetheless. We keep on rolling. Look, Jacob deGrom. Jacob deGrom, comeback player of the year. I mean, look, it was a virtual lock. deGrom coming back from a major surgery the year before. I know he did pitch a little bit in September of last year in 2024, but the Rangers weren't really lengthening him out, right? There was no warm-up period, no lengthening out. And so I will say this year, deGrom never once going on the IL. Not a lot of people had that one on their bingo card. In fact, I think a lot of people said the opposite. I think a lot of people said, deGrom, you're probably going to be lucky to get 15 starts out of him. I don't know how many he ended up with. It was pretty close to 30. An impressive season for Jacob deGrom. Let's just go through the numbers real quick. We're talking about Jacob deGrom winning AL Comeback Player of the Year. Very, very impressive. Voted on, and just a huge honor, I'm sure, for him. Clearly, he'd love to be playing in October right now, but he goes 12-8 in 2025 with a 2.97 ERA, 185 strikeouts on the year, whip .92, 172 total innings pitched, nearly 173. Great year for Jacob deGrom. You have the WAR sitting at 2.9. Again, 12 wins. It's impressive. And if the Rangers knew how to score runs, he probably could have gotten 15. If the Rangers actually could score runs, we probably could have gotten this guy 15 wins. Was not meant to be. This offense needs a lot of work in the offseason. We're going to do our best to talk as much offseason ball as we can. We're going to be paying attention to this World Series game, as I'm sure a bunch of you guys are. I think I told you guys, I go back and forth sometimes with playoff baseball. It's hard when the Rangers aren't in it, but once these games and once these series really start getting into it, getting into the game 4, game 5, game 6, I start getting a little bit more invested. And right now, just being totally honest, it's easy to get behind a team like the Jays playing a juggernaut like the Dodgers. It really is. I'm happy for deGrom too. JJ, absolutely. Very, very happy for deGrom. Extremely happy for him. That was, by the way, a virtual lock that he was going to win that comeback player of the year. And for a while, it looked like Jacob deGrom might just go ahead and win the Cy Young. Looked like that was a possibility. Was not meant to be, but for probably the first 2-3 months of the season, I'll say first 2 definitively, deGrom looked like an MVP Cy Young candidate, man, with how well he was pitching. He fell off a little bit, ran into, I think, the dog days of summer, had a few starts in there where he got hit around a little bit, of course. I think we all remember the Houston start in September that really kind of started the beginning of the end for Texas. Look, I've finally come to terms and made my peace, I think, with the 24 season. I'm not trying to rehash old wounds, but Jacob deGrom, regardless of what happened down the stretch, an incredible year for him. Caden, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. We're about to tune into the World Series Game 5 here. Intro's happening right now. I did see Cal 1 players vote MVP. Good for him. By the way, major awards. I pulled this up the other day. I'm going to try and give y'all the dates on this. Major MLB award announcements. Let's get it. So they are going to be revealing Gold Glove on November 2nd. Silver Slugger is November 6th and 7th. And then when is MVP? Come on now. We'll see. I'll try and get back to y'all on that one. But that should be a lot of fun getting to see who won all those awards. Rangers got 5 guys up for Gold Gloves. I think Adolis Garcia is probably the biggest lock for a Gold Glove. I mean, I think it's probably going to be the biggest lock. Jacob deGrom, I think, is up for a Gold Glove. Sleepy, yeah, had to do it, didn't I? November 6th and 7th. Yeah, sorry. Is that still a thing, by the way? I'll tell you what, I coach middle schoolers, and I think it's finally dying down like a little bit. I think they're finally getting a little bit tired of it. Appreciate the follows, by the way. We might have a smaller crowd tonight. I totally get it with the World Series on. I totally understand. Blue Jays are about to take their first ABs. Thanks for hanging out. Drop a question, drop a comment if you got it. I got several different things to go through on the show today, but feel free to drop a question. Would love to see what you guys are thinking for this offseason. I got the Jays tonight, by the way. I know Blake Snell is pitching, and he has pitched very, very well. World Series Game 1, though, he gave up 5 earned runs. I know overall, though, his season and even into the postseason before Game 1, Blake Snell. Blake Snell, it's been a long day. He's pitched well. JJ, sounds good, man. Perfect way to do it. We got World Series on in the background as well. Let's see. Who do they got behind the plate? Alan Porter behind the plate. All right. Nobody crazy. Nobody that drove me absolutely insane calling balls and strikes. Good stuff. Look, we might, by the next show, I'm pretty sure World Series will be over by the next show, so we'll be fully getting into the offseason grind. Go Mariners. Y'all had a good year, that's for sure. Y'all had a good run. You want to see the Dodgers go back-to-back? It's been 25 years since the Yankees did it. Man, I don't know, JJ, how I feel about that. It's like the worst possible team to repeat, man. I don't know. I'm not big on the Dodgers repeating. Just not. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did he get it? It's gone. It's gone. And there we go. Davis Schneider gets the game rolling, baby. TLC, what's good, man? Good to see you, brother. Lead-off home run. Let's go. Love to see it. First pitch? You kidding me? Wow. I said it, y'all. I just feel it. I'm feeling it. I should have bet it. Look, a lot of game left, right? A lot of game left. But, man, I was feeling Jays tonight. I was, man. Good stuff. Davis Schneider with George Springer out, letting it rip over the left field wall. Uh-oh. Vladdy, baby. Vladdy, baby. And now Vladimir Guerrero Jr. goes deep. Hello. And it is quickly 2-0 as the camera pans to Dave Roberts. What we going to do now, buddy? Is that 2 pitches, 2 bombs? Is that 2 pitches, 2 home runs? My goodness. This is just what I wanted to see. JJ, I'm sorry, buddy. This is just what I wanted to see. And that was ripped. Are we about to go back to back to back? 3 pitches, 3 bombs? Vladdy with the... Oh, playoff baseball. Oh, they were trying. Bichette was trying to make it 3 pitches, 3 swings, man. 3 pitches, 3 bombs, I should say. They are going up being aggressive, man. They are aggressive right now, yo. They are going after Blake Snell. You can just tell. By the way, anybody hanging out, we're just watching World Series Game 1, talking a little Rangers baseball in between. Let's see, MLB Awards 2025. I'm still trying to figure out. They said, like, everything but when they're announcing MVP, man. I don't think it should be this hard to figure out. All right, 0-2 pitch, and Bichette is able to hold off. We got a 1-2 count. Appreciate all y'all hanging. 2-0. Blue Jays up on the Dodgers. Let's go. Bichette works it to 2-2. Bo Bichette hitting .364 in the World Series. This is a guy I actually wanted the Rangers to try and trade for. The Blue Jays got hot. He strikes out right here. The Blue Jays got hot, and nobody on the Blue Jays ended up being a trade candidate, really. I would have loved for Bo Bichette to become a Texas Ranger. And he's a guy in the offseason I'd love for the Rangers to consider pursuing. I don't know that they're going to be able to make it happen with all the infielders they've got. I just don't necessarily see it. But I would love Bo Bichette, man. Would love it. JJ, I'm 100% with you on that one. I would love Bo Bichette in the mix. Absolutely. Kirk up right now. They are hacking, man. A lot of swings early on Blake Snell. A lot of swings. It looks like MLB MVP. It says announced in November. That's all. I don't know if they're just leaving us hanging, leaving us in suspense or what. Kirk rips a single up the middle. You wonder how Dave Roberts is going to play this, man. Is he going to go to the pen? You can't right now. I mean, it's the first inning. You're just hoping Snell gets a ground ball double play, but you just wonder how long is the leash here? I mean, clearly, you've got a game 6. It's not an elimination game. You've got a game 6. But nevertheless, I don't know that you want to be in a 3-2 hole going back to Toronto for 2 games. Snell going to lock in. I could see it. There's that ground ball double play. Right? They might review that one. That was close. They might review that one. But, hey, right on cue. I told y'all. Little ground ball double play, and he's out of it. But Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and Davis Schneider go back-to-back to make it a 2-0 Blue Jays lead. Rogers Center going wild. Looks like they are going to review this one, possibly. They were going to commercial, and now they're cutting back. He did look safe to me on first glance. Hey, Sean, appreciate it, man. Look, I love talking all baseball, so even if you're not a Rangers fan, and we talk pretty much everything baseball at some point. Clearly, a little bit of a Rangers focus, a lot of it, I should say. I don't want to lie to you. But anything, man, anything going on in the baseball world worth talking about on the show. So welcome, brother. Appreciate the kind words. Thank you so much. I could see this game being hits after hits for both sides, big scoring game. Hey, Real Granny, I appreciate all the comments. I think that you might be onto something. You might be onto something here. All right, here we go. Safe at first base, so Blake Snell not quite out of it. Look, when you consider the 2 bombs to start off the game, he's at 13 pitches right now. It's not like he's getting worked. So if you can survive, you just hope the Dodgers bats come to life. But looking good so far. We keep going here. Everyone said no chance Dodgers lose and Ohtani go Dakota. What's good, brother? Yeah, I think that a lot of people slept on the Blue Jays. I mean, look, myself included to an extent, my prediction at the beginning of the series was Dodgers in 6. That was my prediction. And by the way, I said I didn't want to be right. I want the Blue Jays to win. I don't want to be right. But I said Dodgers in 6. So I think I could still be accurate with that prediction depending on the results of tonight. But a lot of people were saying Dodgers in 4, Dodgers in 5. I thought that was a little wild, a little out of pocket. I mean, just seeing the Blue Jays play this postseason, and they've got some good pitching too. I did not see Dodgers with a gentleman's sweep. I thought for sure Blue Jays will get 2, and sure enough, they did. But we'll see. Dodgers could still close it out in 6. They're taking off here. Looks like out. Are we going to get another review? Wonder if we're going to get another review on this one, potentially. He's looking. You never know with these plays down at second base. Let's see. We got a good replay here. And yeah, I think he is going to be out. That was a close play. But just looks like he barely got him before that spike hit the bag. I don't know if this is worth a challenge or not. Are they going to challenge it again? Wow. Luke, appreciate the sub. Thanks so much, man. The O's managerial hire. That's right. They did just hire somebody. Look, I saw the notification today. Let's check it out. Craig Albernez. Yeah, that's right. Look, we'll see what they end up doing with their offseason, but you definitely felt like the O's underperformed this year. It's not like they had a ton of different dudes. They did have a couple of new faces, and they did have some injuries, 100%. But, man, I absolutely felt like the O's were going to be much better than they were. Call the field stands. All right. Now we finally get to commercial. Oh, man. Too much. Appreciate all y'all hanging. Did I watch the whole game on Monday? Yes, I did. I did watch the whole game. Look, I think I told y'all this. This is the beauty of living on the West Coast, and I think I've explained this to you guys. I grew up in Arlington. That's how I became a Rangers fan. Lived there. I mean, look, middle school, elementary, middle school, high school, into college, and then moved out to Vegas probably about 15 years ago. So I live in Las Vegas now. But if you love sports like I do, I don't think there's a better place to live than the West Coast, because you know what? I was up late and I did have to get up early yesterday morning, but the game ended around midnight. That's not bad, man. It was 3 a.m. in Toronto when the game ended. 3 a.m. And that is the beauty of being a West Coast fan living out here, man. You have pretty unlimited opportunity to watch games and never be feeling like it's too late. Love that. Yeah, 2 a.m. in Arlington, 2 a.m. in DFW. That's wild. I will say I absolutely love living out here. Even the late college football games, on the East Coast, they're starting at 10 or 10:30 out here, 7:30 for the games out here out on the West Coast. And really the last college football game, except if Hawaii's playing. If Hawaii's playing, those games usually get over around midnight. But otherwise, you're done. College football, 10:30. Yeah, the games start about 9 a.m. out here. It's awesome being a sports fan out here, man. I love it. Yeah, that's right. Kurt Suzuki got hired by the Angels. A lot of former catchers, man. I always kind of wonder. I mean, I definitely know the catchers at the major league level, very cerebral. It makes sense, but I sometimes wonder if people just hop on these trends, hiring the catcher as a manager. How good is it of a hire, really? Time will tell, right? Time will tell how good Kurt Suzuki and how good the fit is going to be. Angels are a little bit of a dumpster fire as an organization. And I'm not even talking about some of the off-the-field stuff with the Tyler Skaggs hearings and everything going on with that. If you haven't followed that, it's a pretty wild story, honestly. I mean, rest in peace to Tyler Skaggs. But some of the different dramatics just surrounding that whole case, not good. Not a great look for the Angels, man. Mike Trout had to testify in those hearings. Angels are a mess. And I think the Kurt Suzuki deal is a 1-year deal. That was another thing I kind of saw with that Kurt Suzuki deal. It's like, okay, the guy doesn't really have any slack, man. They are really just trying that out and seeing what the fit's like. They can ditch that quick if they need to. All right, Ohtani up to bat right now. We're watching the World Series. We're talking off-season. We're talking Rangers. We're doing a little bit of everything right now. Mariners fan, I think they will never go. Thoughts? Never go to the World Series? Is that what you're talking about, Colin? Man, they'll make it eventually. I always thought the Rangers would never win a World Series and never make it. And you know what? It happens. It can happen. I believe the Mariners will get there eventually. But yeah, you can't get much closer than what they did last series, can you? You just can't get much closer. Texas, I do think is going to bounce back next year. I hope so too, but they've got some work to do this offseason. The Mariners are in a much better spot, I feel like, right now than Texas. That does pain me to say out loud, but I definitely think it's true. I think the Mariners are in a much, much better spot than Texas is. They got some young talent. They've got some great pitching. Texas, they've got like this year and next year. You've got Evo and deGrom aging quickly into their late 30s. You've got Corey Seager. He's not getting any younger. I mean, he's early 30s still, but Sieg's not getting any younger either. You've got a small window here. Rangers got to figure it out pretty quick. If they get Naylor back, it could be tough. Will the Mariners run the West for a while, or was it a fluke? I think the Mariners, how about this? I don't know if they're going to run the West, but I think the Mariners are going to be a perennial playoff team for a little while. Uh-oh. Ohtani grounds out to the pitcher here. I do think they're going to be a perennial playoff team. With the wild card and everything like that, I mean, look, I have always kind of said I focus a little bit less on who's going to win the division. I know it's helpful because you get the first round bye and you get some home field advantage typically, but I just say get in, right? If the Rangers in 2023 showed you anything, you don't have to win that division title. You don't have to have home field advantage to get the job done. You just got to get hot at the right time. And the Rangers did that in 2023. So I anticipate Seattle being relevant in October for multiple years to come. They just got too much young talent. They've got too good a pitching. I find it hard to believe, barring like a season of epic proportions of injury, which I don't wish on any team. Yeah. Will Smith hits this one off the end of the bat. There's quickly 2 outs. Woo! This is a big inning, man. You can get this shutdown inning in the playoffs. It is huge. Albert, it is looking promising for the Blue Jays to win the World Series right now. It's looking promising. Mookie Betts hitting third. I think they mentioned on the broadcast it's the first time Mookie Betts has hit not 1 or 2 in the lineup since like 2021. Brooke, what's good? Thanks for hanging out. We're watching World Series Game 5 right now. Dodgers are trailing 2-0 as we speak. Who wins the MVP? Kane. I think there's a difference between who I want to win and who I think is going to win. So who I want Cal Raleigh to win it. Look, Aaron Judge, I'm good. I know he's awesome, and I'm just not a big Yankees fan. So personally, I don't want to see a Yankees guy get it. That's just me. Call me a hater all you want. I welcome the title. As Mookie Betts whiffs here, and the Jays get a big shutdown inning, so we're heading to the top of the second. I want Cal Raleigh to win it. I do think that Aaron Judge probably will. I think Judge is probably going to win it. I would be surprised if they actually did give it to Cal Raleigh. I just think that there are a lot of elitists in that Baseball Writers Association, and I think there's going to be some writers that just want to buck the trend. Cal Raleigh got all the hype, got a lot of media attention. I just think there's going to be some writers kind of outthinking it a little bit. Kind of almost being oppositionist, if you will. Yeah, Raleigh's getting all the hype, so let's go ahead and just vote Judge in. And look, you'd have really not a lot of argument if Aaron Judge was the MVP. He had an incredible season. So I think Judge probably wins it, but I'd like to see Cal Raleigh take the honors. It might be a little bit of an East Coast bias thing, JJ. That's my prediction. I think Judge probably wins it, but I'd love for it to be Cal Raleigh. Brooke, yes, I will be live this weekend for the Longhorns game. They will play Vandy this weekend. I believe it's an early game. I think it's 11 a.m. Texas time, 9 a.m. out here for me. So, yes, we will be live shortly after. Hopefully, Texas can keep a good thing going, man. They have had a couple of close road wins, finally back at home, but you're playing a top 10 team in Vanderbilt. It's going to be an interesting weekend of college football, that's for sure. What bat do I want to see the Rangers get? James, if I'm just able to pick whoever I want, I would love to get Kyle Schwarber. If I can just take my pick, Kyle Schwarber would be awesome. I think he is the exact kind of guy that we need. A guy with a little pop, a guy that takes walks and can get on base, elite on base percentage. That was something the Rangers really struggled with, right? Really struggled with. You had guys striking out way too much. You had a lot of pop outs. You did not have a lot of guys drawing walks and getting on base that way. Schwarby would be amazing. I would love to get Schwarby. Bregman would probably be the other one. Literally, that's the next guy that came to mind. I just think Bregman is probably going to re-sign with the Red Sox on a new deal. I'd be surprised if Bregman comes back this way to Texas. It would shock me, but Bregman, definitely a player that I would love to have on our squad. Love his grit and just a great hitter as well. So those probably are the top two for me. I think Kyle Tucker has lost a little shine, but I wouldn't mind Kyle Tucker either. He's just going to be so expensive. I don't see the Rangers being relevant in the Kyle Tucker talks. JJ, I've said the same thing. I would love for the Rangers to get that alpha, that vocal leader, a guy that obviously can swing it, can play on the field at an elite level, all-star level, but also a leader in the clubhouse. You know, we have a lot of guys that kind of keep to themselves, mind their own business, and lead by example. And it's great to have those guys that lead by example, but you do need guys that do both. They lead by example, but they also lead in the clubhouse. They're vocal. They take on that role prominently. I want to see a guy like that, a true alpha presence. Appreciate all you guys hanging out. We're just watching a little World Series Game 5 right now. 2-0 Blue Jays, talking a little Rangers off-season baseball. And we're talking off-season baseball in general. As Barger lines one through the hole. Hard ground ball, actually. Right side. And Jays are in business. 1 out in the top of the second inning. When you're the away team like this, it kind of reminds me of that game that the Rangers had in Baltimore where Mitch Garver hit the grand slam. You really want to knock out punch early when you're on the road like this. So if they can put across a couple more here in the first 3-4 innings, so huge. Really just sucks the wind out of the stadium, takes the wind out of the sails of the crowd. It's huge. So if Toronto can get a couple more here, I'm not saying it's over, but it does wonders for taking a game on the road like this. A big Game 5, pivotal Game 5. Mad Max, that would be wild, getting your third World Series. He's probably, he might get the Game 7 start, huh? He might be in line to get another start in this one. Game 7, maybe? Didn't he start Game 3? So maybe he gets Game 7? That's crazy. Mad Max pitching in Game 7. I feel like I got to cheer for the Jays at that point if Max Scherzer is towing the rubber for a pivotal Game 7. All right, here we go. Kiner Falefa talking about another former Ranger. IKF up to bat right now. He has yet to get a hit in the World Series, though. IKF looking for that all-important first hit here. Whew. Blake Snell up to 22 pitches. IKF fouling some off here, although looks like this one's going to be playable. Hernandez makes the catch in foul territory on right field. IKF now 0 for 13 in the World Series. IKF, man, he wins the Gold Glove. Wins the Gold Glove for the Rangers. Sorry about the phone call. Wins the Gold Glove in 2020, the COVID year. A short year. And look, the Rangers held on to him, I think, for another year or two after that. And he's kind of bounced around since then, honestly. But he's made his way to Toronto. Good for him playing in a World Series. IKF played a little bit of everything for us. He caught some games for the Rangers. Y'all remember that? IKF, he caught some games, played some third base. He did a little bit of everything when he was with Texas. All right. Jimenez up to bat right now, number 9 hole, and then we're going to flip it around. Schneider and then Vladdy. Healthy cut here on an outside fastball. 0-2, 2 outs. Whew, Jimenez has been killing it this postseason. 375 with 2 bombs with runners on base, 11 RBI, 1095 OPS. My goodness. My goodness. Rangers getting Alonso. Chris, I don't know about all that, but I wouldn't mind it. Strike 3. Jimenez strikes out. And we're going to the bottom of the second here. Look, I would not mind Alonso one bit. That would be a great pickup. If the Rangers could manage to get either Alonso or Schwarber, I would be a big, big fan. I think he is probably staying in New York, though. Yeah, I feel that way, too. Let's go, Mets. Appreciate you. I mean, look, again, a lot of teams, I think, want Pete Alonso, but you feel like he's probably going back to the Mets on some richer, more lucrative deal. Although I did see a little bit of noise, like he's still not going to have the offseason that he hopes he does. Let's go, Mets. I don't know if you heard that same thing. I was kind of hearing, like, yeah, he's opting out, but is he really going to get that much of a better deal? Is he really going to get some big multi-year deal? I don't know. Ethan, I know you love Luis Ariz, man. I'm just not that excited by that move. If they got him, I could totally get behind it, but I cannot say Luis Ariz is getting me fired up. I mean, I think he's a good hitter, a great hitter. Obviously won some batting titles, but I can't say I feel like Ariz is going to be any kind of crazy difference maker for Texas. I think the numbers would actually kind of back that up. His wins above replacement, not very good. I think maybe 1 win above replacement is what he was. I mean, I know some people don't buy into the WAR stat, but I do. And I just think over time, you definitely love that he can put the ball in play, but how impactful is a guy like that really going to be? I don't know. Skip said Arise is his favorite player in MLB. Look, maybe the connection is there. Ethan, here's what I don't want to see. Here's what I don't want to see, Ethan. An overpay. I think it's one thing to list off the accomplishments. Yes, he's won 3 batting titles, but how much are we going to pay this guy? That, to me, is the big thing. We can talk about how nice Luis Arraez is as a player. Realize this guy wants to get paid. And I don't know if you want to pay an incredible amount of money for a slap singles hitter. I know that some people might take offense to that who really are big Luis Arraez fan. I don't know that you want to pay crazy money to a slap singles hitter. Short term, let's value him. High year contract. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Let's go Mets. I think he is going to find a way to re-sign with them, maybe at a little bit of a higher annual. But I don't think he's going to get some crazy multi-year deal. I just don't. We'll see. We will see. Appreciate all the comments, man. Good to have you. All right, we got bottom of the second here. Bottom of the second inning. Jays are up 2-0. We've been going about 38 minutes on the show here. We're going to go about an hour tonight total. So we got 20 good minutes left in the show. Freddie Freeman up to bat right now. Freddie Freeman on an elite list of guys that have hit multiple walk-off home runs in the World Series. I think it was Freddie and like 2 other guys. It's crazy. It's like Corey Seager with the 2-time World Series MVP. There's only like 4 guys to do it in the history of baseball. It's an elite class. Freddie Freeman on a very, very short list of guys that have hit multiple walk-off home runs in the World Series. Good for him. Good for him. Freddie Freeman, 294 batting average in this World Series. He is down 0-2 quickly. Yeah, look, Jacob deGrom, he was incredible. We were talking about deGrom earlier. He was just announced MLB Comeback Player of the Year, received that honor. Jacob deGrom was incredible. I don't think anybody thought he was going to go nearly 30 starts. He had 30 exactly. 30 total starts for Jacob deGrom this year. I don't think a lot of people were thinking that was going to happen. I definitely felt confident he was going to have a better year and stay healthy. Right after the surgery that Jacob deGrom had, the Tommy John surgery, his second one, a lot of guys come back and they stay healthy that next year. And the Rangers were careful with him. He had a lot of short 5-6 inning starts. He was not going deep into ball games consistently. But you kind of said to yourself, any Jacob deGrom is better than no Jacob deGrom. So deGrom throwing 5 or 6, you'll take it. You'd rather have that than not have him at all. Freddie Freeman, best clutch hitter in the postseason. He's got to be up there. West Philly Black, appreciate you, man. He's got to be up there. Thank you for the comment. Like I said, he's on a list of like 3 or 4 guys total with multiple walk-off home runs in the World Series. I think that's a pretty safe argument at this point, Freddie Freeman being one of the most clutch hitters in the postseason and in the World Series. He's going to strike out here, though. So 1 out now in the bottom of the second inning. Hey, Alex, go Rangers, man. We're just hanging out, watching World Series, talking a little Rangers here and there, but more just enjoying the game, hanging out, shooting the breeze. You know it. Good to see you. Thanks for the comment. Make sure I'm not forgetting anybody on Instagram. Okay, we got a pretty light crowd today. Like I said, with the World Series going on, fully expect it. But every Wednesday, we do our MLB offseason show. Obviously, a big-time Rangers emphasis. But we'll talk major things going on, major signings, major trades, all that. Give you my reaction. But always going to be a little bit of a Rangers focus. Teoscar Hernandez up right now, batting .278 with a bomb in this World Series. Great pitch. That was a filthy splitter, man. Just came right back over that outer half. Love that pitch. Simeon in a prospect for Bryce Harper. I don't think that's going to work, man. Unless the Phillies and a lot of people around baseball are really devaluing Harper that much, man, I can't see us getting Harper for Simeon and a big prospect. Maybe he would, Ethan. I don't know. I did notice that Dombrowski kind of backed off of the comments a little bit with Bryce. Where does the Texas Rangers do spring training? They do spring training in Surprise, Arizona. Surprise, Arizona. Harp definitely had a little bit of a down year, and I think Simi's WAR was so high because of the defense, wasn't it? Hernandez going to strike out here. Dodgers have 2 outs quickly. I think the WAR, Ethan, for Simeon was so high because of the defense. Which, I mean, look, he is nominated for a Gold Glove, so kind of makes sense. Love Globe Life Stadium. I was there 2 years ago when the Mets came in. Drove from New York to Texas. That is wild, my guy. New York to Texas driving? I mean, look, I'm a road trip guy. I've done a lot of road trips in my life. I don't know if I did Minnesota. This is kind of a wild one. I did Minnesota to Vegas one time. That was a long trip. Had to stop once overnight, but I think I did it in 2 days. New York to Texas, man, that is some roadie. I bet you drive through some beautiful country, though, don't you? I mean, there's probably some boring parts, but that's what I love about road trips, man. Look, Globe Life is nice. I will say this, and I know that the ballpark in the summertime and the dog days of summer, not the best experience watching a game, but September, October at the ballpark, at the old ballpark in Arlington, just love that, man. Just always going to see that as superior to Globe Life Field right now. The field right now is super nice, by the way. No doubt about it. Yeah, Ethan, I think you're right about Kinsler and Fielder. And look, had Fielder stayed healthy, maybe we're talking about a little bit of a difference here. Wow. Strikes out the side, man. Good for him. Dodgers go down 1, 2, 3. 3 strikeouts, and the Jays are heading to the top of the third. How about that? Who's pitching for the Dodgers and who's pitching for the Blue Jays? It's Snell, and then I don't know how to say this guy's name, but it's got Savage in it, and that's what he's pitching like right now. Dude just struck out the side. My goodness. Good for him. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. We got about 15 minutes left in the show. We're just chilling, watching Game 5 of the World Series, talking a little off-season baseball. Appreciate all you guys hanging out. Thank you so much. We're at the On the Border restaurant. We ate. Oh, yeah, absolutely. They've got a ton of good eats around there, man. How many games do they have in the World Series? 7 total. First 1 to 4 games wins. First 1 to 4 games wins. Right now it's 2-2. Dodgers and Jays are tied up with game 6 and 7 in Toronto coming up this weekend. Should be great. Friday, Saturday. Game 6 and 7. Love it. They better pull Snell. It will get ugly. Duck, I don't know. I think they're trying to get as much as they can out of him. I think they are trying to get as much as they possibly can out of Snell. With all of the pitchers that had to get used in that marathon game on Monday, I'd imagine they want at least 5 or 6 innings out of Blake if they can help it. Who's the skipper for the Rangers? Skip Schumacher. Skip Schumacher. Christian, what's good? Doing well, brother. Just watching the World Series. Finally think I got over the Rangers and the season they just had. It was painful. Had to grieve it. Had to get my feelings and just get everything out. And I think finally I'm able to sit back, kick back, and enjoy some baseball again. But, man, the Rangers, they put me through it in September. They got your hopes up. You thought maybe they were going to find a way in. And then just ripped the heart right out. But I'm able to enjoy this World Series. It's been a good one. It really has been. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for hanging out. That 18-inning game was wild. I was actually really surprised that Shohei was as good as he was. I mean, I know he ends up giving up 4 earned runs, but really he was cruising. I mean, I know he gave up the Vladdy bomb, but look, 2 earned runs in 6 innings. There's no shame in that. Got into that. Was it the 6th or the 7th that he got into trouble? And then, he comes out and the relief pitching gave up all the base runners. His box score was pretty mid to borderline not good after he was finally exiting and the book was closed on him. Davis Schneider up to bat right now, but yeah, impressive that he was able to pitch well for that long with going 18 innings the night before. 2-0 count right now, Snell to Schneider. Schneider opened up the game with a leadoff home run to get the Jays out 1-0. Vladdy followed it up with a home run of his own. And those are all the runs in the ball game. Yeah, he did. It looked like he did get a little bit tired there at the end. I would absolutely agree with you on that one. I want Blue Jays to win. Look, I don't want to see the Dodgers repeat. Spoiler riches over there in L.A. They got their World Series, man. I'm not trying to see the Dodgers. I could do Dodgers when it was the Yankees. I really didn't want to see the Yankees win another one. So I got to say, last year, I didn't mind the Dodgers winning it. But this year, with the Blue Jays being in it, the Dodgers just won it last year. Give me Blue Jays, man. Give me Blue Jays. Patrick, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Hey, let's go, Mets. Appreciate the follow. Thanks so much. Deferring all that money is bad for baseball. Well, the problem is, and I need to do a video on this. I've been putting it off, but I really get tired of the people that just kind of brainlessly say, well, anybody could be doing this. Anybody could be doing what the Dodgers are doing. Bro, what? Not everybody can be doing what the Dodgers are doing. Not everybody has the ability to defer $700 million. Well, let me clarify. Not everybody has the means. Not all of these franchises are guaranteed money in the bank, just going to be as popular as ever like the Dodgers are, raking in the bucks year after year. You got some small market teams that are going to put themselves in a really bad position deferring $700 million. I'm sorry. So when people just brainlessly say any team could be doing what the Dodgers are doing, yeah, but not without a very large degree of risk. When you are the LA Dodgers and you're guaranteed to have butts in seats and you're guaranteed to have these big market TV contracts, you can feel a little bit better about deferring $700 million. When you're the Kansas City Royals, not to pick on Kansas City, who have got a good fan base, but not in a major market, I don't know that Kansas City is going to want to be deferring $700 million. And yes, the Dodgers get a ton for marketing. A ton. So I think that argument that a lot of people have been hopping on board with is just a super lazy one. You just do not have every single team in baseball with the financial sustainability as the Dodgers. Dodgers are a huge brand, man. It's just not equitable. The Tampa Bay Rays, you think they can defer $700 million? I mean, they can, but is it a smart decision? No. Because you don't know what is going to be happening in that market with fans coming to games, fans buying merchandise, and then also with the TV deals for the Tampa Bay Rays. You're not going to get as lucrative of a deal as the Dodgers are going to get being in the LA market. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me when people just kind of mindlessly say any team could be doing what LA is doing. No, just not accurate. I mean, sure, they could do it, but it would be stupid for a lot of them to do it. We keep going. Oh, you're a Blue Jays fan, man. Awesome. Well, hey, look, we're cheering for you here on the show. We are. I would love to see Toronto get this World Series, man. Do not want to see LA go back-to-back. Alejandro Kirk going to whiff through one here. Jays have a runner on first base, 2 out. Kirk up to bat, 1 for 1. Snell going to be throwing pitch number 40 here in a second. Any player who is overrated, I'd have to think about that one right now. Man. I think at this point, You definitely have some players that are getting paid a lot of money, not necessarily living up to the contract. I mean, look, we were talking about Bryce Harper a little bit earlier. I think Harp is a guy that had a little bit of a down year. I don't want to say overrated. I think he's a great player, and I like Bryce Harper. I think there's a number of guys that are getting paid way more than what they should be getting, but that's how baseball contracts go. I'd have to think about overrated, though. I wonder what most people say, though. I'm going to look this up right now. Most overrated MLB player. I feel like they maybe pulled the players on this. Ethan, I don't know if you're still hanging out, but AI says Jazz Chisholm and Luis Ariz are frequently among the most overrated players in polls, for what it's worth. Luis Ariz and Jazz Chisholm among the most overrated players, frequently in polls, fan polls, and player polls. That's at least what AI has to say about it. All right, we got a 1-2 count here. Alejandro Kirk facing off against Blake Snell. Blake Snell laboring a little bit here in this inning. One pitch away, though, from getting out of it. He spikes one, and Bichette not going anywhere. I wondered if he was maybe going to be able to get down to second base on that one, but was not meant to be. 2-2 count. Snell has a lot of money deferred as well. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They do have great owners. I will say that. LA does. You know, Magic Johnson's in that ownership group. Magic was getting a little bit of a hard time. He came out with the quote like, man, whoever wins game 5 has control of this series. Like, Magic. Duh. Come on, dude. Of course, whoever wins game 5 has control of the series. That doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to win the whole thing. I mean, look at the Rangers when they played the Astros in the ALCS a couple years ago. They lost game 5 in the most heartbreaking way. Jose Altuve with a big home run on Jose Leclerc. And the Rangers took game 6 and 7, and the rest is history. But yes, of course you win game 5, and you're going to have control of the series. Favorite player? That's a good one. I mean, look, I'll go with the Rangers player. Corey Seager, probably one of my favorite players in baseball. Favorite non-Rangers player? It's a tough one, but I got to say, I know he's a rival, but I've always enjoyed Mike Trout. Always enjoyed Mike Trout, but obviously I don't cheer for him much when he's playing the Rangers, but probably one of my favorite non-Rangers guys. I got a couple others as well, though. Appreciate all the comments. Astros back then in 23, I don't think they were using the trash cans at that point. I mean, all that came out, 21? Was that, 21, 22, something like that? No, not at all, man. Not at all. We actually got kind of a slow show tonight with the World Series going on, man. It's tough. Every Wednesday we do our off-season show, but we got a slower show tonight with World Series going on. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. We're going to be going on about 5-10 more minutes before we call it a night. But every Wednesday, we do our MLB off-season show. We talk Rangers. We talk big happenings around the league, trades, rumors, free agent signings, all that good stuff, which will really heat up after the World Series comes to a close. By the next time we do this show, we'll have a World Series champion, and the off-season will be fully underway. Harper has $153 million left on his deal. You could see him getting traded. That's why Simeon's $75 million a prospect might add up. Ethan, I'm not saying it's impossible. I just worry, man. Are they? I wouldn't say worry. I just wonder, are they really going to bail on Harp after just one bad year? I wouldn't. I wouldn't be bailing on Bryce Harper. I think I'd probably give him this year, and then, you know, if he has another average year next year, maybe at that point you look to deal. Hey, Brian, what's good? Yeah, brother, don't worry about it ever. I really should do a better job scheduling these so y'all know exactly when I'm going to go live. But it's hard sometimes. I get out of work a little later, and I wish this was my one and only. It'd be fun. I love what I do now, but it sure would be fun to just do baseball and sports all day. But unfortunately, I got to work around a couple other things I got going, so never worry. We're usually on Wednesdays live, right around, I would say, 6:30, 7 o'clock Texas time. I try to go live somewhere in between that mark. Hey, appreciate the sub, man. Thanks so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, Brian, hope you're having a good day, man. We're just watching the game, talking a little Rangers, talking a little offseason rumors and trade potential, all that stuff, man. So fire away. Look, I just think, honestly, it's a lot of whining from casuals. I don't think the intentional walk is going anywhere, man. This is actually a good conversation. I'm glad you brought it up. I don't think intentional walk's going anywhere. I'm totally okay with it. Look, Barry Bonds was walked with the bases loaded to score a run. I got no problem with Shohei Ohtani getting walked intentionally 4 times. In fact, it's the smart thing to do. When he is on a heater like he was on Monday night, it is absolutely the smart thing to do. Brian, you know how I feel about Ghost Runner. Get Ghost Runner the heck away. And look, I try and keep things PG on the show, but get that Ghost Runner rule the heck away from any postseason ball. No, no, no. I do not want to see Ghost Runner anywhere close to October. I can't stand it in the regular season. I know it, speeds things up. I can't stand it. So, no, I'm totally good with what it is right now. I think you just got a lot of casual fans that, just whining, too late. The game's going on forever. You're not getting to see the best player in baseball hit. Yeah, all that good stuff. I'm totally with you, David, by the way. Go Blue Jays, man. 100%. Let me see here. What do we got? If Pujols gets the San Diego job, how do you think he'll do as a first-time manager? I think Pujols knows the game. I enjoy watching him on MLB Network. I don't know if that translates to being a good manager. Seager for Ohtani? That can't even be serious, man. I'm with you on that. Let's go, Mets. You can't be serious. Whoever made that rumor up is off their rocker. No way. But if you're the Rangers, you do that in a heartbeat. You do that in a heartbeat. If they want to take Corey Seager for Shohei Ohtani, I guess I'll do that deal. But yeah, that's definitely not a thing. Yeah, Brian, I know. It's like, exactly. If it doesn't go your way, you're going to hate the rule if they start implementing it. I think this is 1,000% the way to go, brother. You've got to just allow baseball to be played as it was intended. No Ghost Runner. Just play it straight up in the postseason. No other way. This one is sent a ways, though. Back, and that one is gone. Kike Hernandez, Mr. October. This dude just turns into like Reggie Jackson in the playoffs. Kike Hernandez gets the Dodgers on the board with a solo shot. I'm being dead serious. This dude like turns elite when the clock strikes October. Jeez, 407-foot bomb, 108 off the bat. High and inside fastball, and he turned on that, man. Let's go, Mets. I think you jinxed him a little bit there. I think you jinxed the Jays pitcher. Just giving you a hard time, brother. But look, it was going very well. You wonder if the floodgates are going to open up now for LA. Call up to bat right now. He's 1 for 5 in the World Series. Right down the middle, takes it, man. You know how I cannot stand these guys that take the fastball right down the pipe. That is, when I played, and look, all of y'all that are brand new, I did not play at any significant level. I played a little in college, played in high school. And look, I was a decent ball player for sure. But I just don't understand. I was looking locked in on that fastball right down the middle. I try to adjust to the off speed. A lot of these guys just really go up there guessing sometimes. And I am locked in on that pitch right down the middle, maybe slightly middle in. And I am going to turn on that every single time. I just don't get the guys that are up there guessing off speed. It looked like strike 3, but it's going to be called a ball here. Fox doesn't quite do the overt strike zone. They kind of do the faded strike zone, so he couldn't really get the best look on that one. This one is sent out to center field. Varsho is there. Man, he went down and got that one. That one got sent a ways. Kike Hernandez, jeez. Jay's pitcher didn't even look, man. He knew it. I want the Blue Jays to win too, Bryson. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I want the Jays to win for sure. Absolutely. Ohtani. Let's watch Ohtani, and then I'm going to call it a show, y'all. Let's watch Ohtani here, see what he does, and then we are going to call it for the night. Brian, I said Dodgers in 6, and that might still end up working out. I'd love the Jays to win it all, but I said Dodgers in 6. I think a lot of people who are saying sweep or gentleman sweep, Dodgers in 4, Dodgers in 5. I just, I know the Rangers did it to the Diamondbacks in 5 back in 23, so it's possible. It is possible. And there are sweeps sometimes in the World Series as well, but the Jays just felt like too good of an offense, and they've got some good pitching too. I just did not see 4 or 5. Ohtani in a 2-1 count right now. Patrick says, I say Blue Jays unless Freeman has a chance for a walk-off to win it. Yeah, you don't want Freddie Freeman anywhere near the plate if you're a Jays fan or if you're a Jays player or coach, man. You don't want Freeman anywhere near an opportunity to walk it off. Freddie Freeman, we were talking about him earlier on the show. One of the more clutch players in October and in the World Series, that's for sure. All right, we got 2s across the board. 2-2-2. 2-2, 2 outs to Shohei, who's 0 for 1 on the night. Grounded out to the pitcher in his first at bat. Here's the pitch. Shohei is going to strike out, man. 0 for 2 now on the night. Nasty splitter low and away. And the Dodgers get one back, but they are sent down. We're going to go to the top of the 4th inning here. And that is going to put a wrap on our show, man. Look, we do this every Wednesday. MLB offseason will be in full force next week. This series will get wrapped up over the weekend. So we will know the World Series champion by, I believe, Sunday night, right? Sunday or Monday, something like that. So we'll be back on Saturday for Texas Longhorns. Look, I think we will do a Sunday NFL show, but I actually got something going on Monday night, so I'm not going to probably be able to do a Monday Night Football show for the Cowboys. I am so bummed about that, but we'll see. I might be able to work out something. But we'll be live on Saturday for the Longhorns game against Vanderbilt. That is an early game, 11 a.m. Texas time start. So we'll be live 4th quarter post-game for that Texas Longhorns game. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. It was a good show tonight. We had a small crowd, but you know what? I'm definitely not too good for low numbers. In fact, sometimes it's kind of fun. We get to have a little bit more of a good conversation. So I appreciate all y'all hanging out. Thank you for the people that followed. I know we had some new followers on TikTok. A couple new people joined on YouTube. Man, it was worth it. It was worth it. We had a good hour of hanging out. Let's go finish this one out. Hopefully the Blue Jays can pull this one out and head back to Toronto up 3-2. That's the plan. That is the plan. And I would just want to say thank you again. All y'all's comments kept the show fresh. And hopefully you'll come back. Whether you're a football fan or not, you'll see me this weekend on the live. Come by, say hi. And then we'll be back next Wednesday talking more baseball. And maybe a couple videos out in between then. We'll see what we can come up with. But hope y'all have a great rest of your Wednesday night. Have a good weekend. If I do not see you before then, and as I always say to end every show, God bless. Go Rangers.